It is essential to be up to date on happenings around you, and to make that easy for you, ladies and gentlemen, we present Freshlight, where we bring fresh newspaper headlines to the limelight. Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Watch, like, subscribe, and make sure your notification is activated on our YouTube channel. You can also like and comment on our pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Al-IyamoyeTV and radio.
Pleasant morning. It is Al-IyamoyeTV and radio, and you are on to Freshlight. Freshlight, that program that eases you that stress of flipping through the newspaper pages on daily basis. Will take you through these papers, most important headlines all day, Monday to Saturday, which is when we are here for you. Welcome to this lovely Saturday editions of the 22nd day of the month of April 2023. Today, we will be giving attention to the Sun newspaper, the Nation newspaper, Daily Trust, and Punch newspaper. Let's go to the Sun first. Going to the Sun newspaper, you will see Shetima's position as incoming VP, a great relief. The detail has it that Borno State Governor Babangana Zulum said the position of Senator Kazim Shetima as incoming vice president of the country is a relief to him and the state. Zulum said this at a launch organized to mark the Eid al-Fitr Muslim festival in Maiduguri yesterday, ending the month of Ramadan. Zulum said he was in the past alone in the struggle to restore social and economic relief to Borno, a situation he said constituted his nightmare. Shetima's position as incoming VP, a great relief. Zulum is saying this. Also on the Sun newspaper, you will see INEC can't be independent when president appoints his chairman. The presidential candidate of Action Democratic Party, ADP, in the just concluded elections, Yubagi Yusuf Sani, said that the Independent National Electoral Commission's INEC can never succeed in conducting a credible election when the appointment of his chairman is vested in the president of the nation. In an interview with the Sun, Jakadan of Nupe noted that even though his party didn't go to court to challenge the outcome of the election, it has hope that the judiciary would do what is right. To read details of that interview section with the ADP presidential candidate, you go to the Sun newspaper or you go to thesunnewsonline.com to read details. Tinubu is not on sick bed. Kalu. The Archbishop, the Chief Whip of the Senate, Senator Hoji Uzo Kalu, has said that the President-elect, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is not on sick bed. He tasked the church to work with the government for entrenchment of peace and development in the country. Speaking during the celebrations of Mass to mark his 63rd birthday in Abuja, presided over by the Metropolitan Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, Ignatius Kaigama, Kalu said, "Our president-elect is not sick. It is not true that he is sick. I don't want to say much. He is in good health. He is himself." Tinubu not on sick bed. Kalu is saying this. And going to this rather sad story, in Nasarawa, 12 dead, many injured, house destroyed in deadly clashes. The quiet communities of Tatara, Madami, Guinea, and Agwan Baru in Kokona local government area of Nasarawa State has been thrown into chaos and mourning after a series of attacks by suspected herdsmen left 12 people dead and several houses and properties destroyed. Sun correspondent gathered that the attacks, which occurred on several days earlier in the week, have created high tension in adjoining villages, including Aza, Kudami, Kunga, Maisara, Takwa, and part of Garaku, the headquarters of Kokona local government. According to eyewitness, the crisis began when a Fulani boy allegedly led his herds to destroy a sugarcane plantation. He was allegedly caught and beaten to death by the owner. That's rather a sad story is on the Sun newspaper this morning. It has the headline, Nasarawa, 12 dead, many injured, houses destroyed in deadly clashes. Going to the Nation newspaper, you will see this leading story. Buhari apologized to those offended by his action. The Nation has that story. Let's quickly look at what the apology of Mr. President looks like. President Muhammadu Buhari has apologized to those who may have been hurt by his administration. Buhari tendered the open apology while hosting the Federal Capital Territory FCT Abuja community to his 9th and last Salah celebration home as president at the presidential villa. Speaking at the celebration attended by key figures in his administration and from the Abuja community, led by Minister of the FCT, Muhammad Bello, the president noted that God had been kind to him, having served the country in various capacities. He, however, told the crowd of homemade payers at the villa that after his tenure, he planned to be as far away from Abuja as possible to allow the incoming administration run without interference from him. Buhari apologizes to those offended by his action. The Nation newspaper has the details of that story. Okay, also on the Nation newspaper, CSO Mole private funds to sponsor Diri's re-election. A non-governmental organization, the Diaspora for Diri, D4D, has thrown its weight behind the re-elections of Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri, saying he is the best man for the job. Chief Executive Officer of African Tide Association, ATA, Dr. Rosalind Dressman, said the cardinal focus of the D4D was to campaign massively for Diri's second tenure through raising funds privately to touch the rural areas and other places, providing some social amenities to the people. CSO Mole's private funds to sponsor Diri's re-election. The Nation has the details of that story. Tinubu's inaugurations committee, not appointment. ONU. Following the eyebrow raised by the alleged skewed composition of the presidential inauguration committee of the president-elect Bola Tinubu spokesman in the southeast, Dr. Joseph Onu, has said that the committee was not a substantiated appointment by the president-elect. In a statement made available to the nation, Onu said that there was no point in the unnecessary alarm being raised by a section of Nigeria. Tinubu Inaugurations Committee, not appointment. The Nation has the details. Going to Daily Trust this morning, you will see this, rather a future story. Outgoing government Bennett multi-billion naira disability liabilities to successor. Let's look at outgoing governors Bennett bequeath multi-billion naira liabilities to successors. Governors who will be vacating office on May 29 have bequeathing liabilities to their successor, running into billions of naira, Daily Trust Saturday findings revealed. Apart from uncompleted projects, the incoming chief executive will be inheriting backlogs of unpaid loans, salaries and pensions arrears, as well as gratuities. While there is something like silence of the graveyard and debt profiles, especially in states where the outgoing governors are going to hand over to their preferred candidate, Cheng Zawagin, in some states where the opposition had their way and won during the governorship election. To read details of that interesting story, pick up Daily Trust. Also on Daily Trust, minority members elect move to produce 10th House Speaker. Members elect under the opposition parties are gearing up for the speakership of the 10th House of Representatives ahead of the inaugurations of the 10th National Assembly in June. This followed the outcome of last Saturday's supplementary election, which saw the membership of the minority caucus rising to 182, which won vote more than statutory benchmark 181 votes required to elect a speaker with prospect of gaining more members. Minority members-elect move to produce 10th House Speaker. The Daily Trust is reporting that. And lastly, on the Daily Trust, I regret my inability to woo Aduda to APC before helping tsunami. FCT Minister. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Malam Mohammed Bello, said his only regret was his failure to convince the Senate Minority Leader, Philip Aduda, to leave the People's Democratic Party for All Progressive Congress APC. Speaking during the Salah homage to President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa yesterday in Abuja, he said he had made frantic effort to bring Senator Aduda to the ruling party, APC, all to no avail before the tsunami of the Labour Party swept him away in the February 25, 2023 National Assembly elections. Details of that is found on Daily Trust. Moving to the Punch newspaper, you will see several interesting headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's start from the political page of Punch newspaper, then move to the Metro page. Sudan internal war, why it is difficult to evacuate trapped Nigerians, FG. The federal government is saying this. Let's look at the details of the story. The number of Nigerian students who have indicated willingness to return to the country from the war-torn Sudan has risen to 1,700, but the federal government may have dashed their hopes of early evacuation as fighting rages in the troubled nation. The government explained that the tense situation in Sudan was making it difficult for stranded Nigerian citizens to be evacuated from the country. The Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiru Erewa, said though the Nigerian mission in Sudan and the National Emergency Management Agency had put in place arrangements to evacuate the citizens, it was impossible for any flight during this period of war. Sudan internal war, why it is difficult to evacuate trapped Nigerians, FG. Okay, politics now on Punch newspaper. Buhari finishing strong. APC will produce National Assembly leader, Lawan. As the race for the 10th National Assembly leadership hots up, Senate President Ahmed Lawan on Friday said opposition political parties would not determine the leadership of both the Senate and the House of Representatives. He, however, said his party, the All Progressive Congress, must work with the opposition party. Speaking with State House correspondent after joining the resident of the Federal Capital Territory for a Salah homage to the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, at the Presidential Villa Abuja, he stated that the President was finishing strong and that he would leave the country more secure than he met it in 2015. Buhari finishing strong. APC will produce National Assembly leadership, Lawan. Going to the Metro page on Punch newspaper, you will read this story. Coal mine blast kills 7 in Colombia. The death toll from an explosion in a coal mine in Colombia rose to 7 on Friday, with the discovery of 4 more bodies, officials said. The new toll was given by the head of the firefighting department in the central Cundinamarca region, Alvaro Fanfan. The blast ripped through the mine overnight Wednesday into Thursday in Cocunaba municipality, around 90 kilometers 55 miles north of the capital, Bogota. Authorities said the suspected pocket of gas trapped in the mine denotated. Coal mine blast kills 7 in Colombia. You read that story on Punch newspaper. Jealous man dismembers lovers for planning to end relationship. The Kaduna State Police Command has apprehended a middle-aged man identified simply as Kenneth for allegedly hacking his girlfriend to death in the state capital. City Round gathered that the man allegedly hacked his girlfriend, Ebenezer Agada, 27, using a machete to cut her into pieces for allegedly plotting to dump him for another man. The State Police Public Relations Officer, Mohammed Jalige, while confirming the incident, said the command rescued the suspect from a mob which wanted to lynch him. The alleged in a statement titled "Operatives Arrest Suspect for Killing His Girlfriend" said a suspect who allegedly murdered his girlfriend has been arrested while about to be lynched by a mob which will have jeopardized the investigation. Jealous man dismembers lovers for planning to hurt relationship. Punch Metro is reporting that. Court jails lecturers, punishes children for flogging orphan. Court jail lecturer punishes children for flogging orphan. A high court sitting in Obi local government area of Nasarawa State has sentenced a senior lecturer in the Department of History and International Studies at the Federal University Lafia, Dr. Fred Ayoka, to 6 months imprisonment. Fred, who has been in the custody of the Nigerian Correction Service Lafia since October 2022, was convicted for assaulting a 20-year-old orphan, Blessing Matthias. He was first arraigned alongside 3 others before the State Chief Judge, Justice Aisha Aliyu, from where the case was assigned to Justice Solomon Ayena of the High Court to be. The other suspects are Emmanuela Ayoka, Bob Praise Ayoka, and Sendan Ayoka as the second, third, and fourth defendant, who are his children, while the fifth defendant, Vera Obonaya, is still at large. They were charged with criminal conspiracy and physical assault with canes and sticks, contrary to Section 96 and 264, and punishable under Section 97 and 265 of the Penal Code 1963. Court jails lecturer, punishes children for flogging orphan. That you will see on Punch newspaper. And that will call it a wrap on Freshlight this morning. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening to us on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Do stay on to this loop as we have interesting programs lined up for you for this weekend. Do enjoy your weekend. I remain Oluwafisayomi Ajibola. Good morning.